Hi, Jane here, Deverily Mobile Beauty. Today I'm going to show you how to make up a maturing eye. So basically you need to start off with a clean moisturised skin and then start with an eyeshadow primer or a facial primer. An eyeshadow primer is specifically for the eyelid area, so better really for a sensitive eye, or and also it will hold eyeshadow on specifically. So I'm using a number 7 brand one, but anyone is fine. And basically you take some on the back of your hand and just dab it onto your eyelid. So it basically evens out the skin tone and gives the eyeshadow something to cling onto so it lasts longer. So you just dab that from the lash line all the way up to the brow until you've got an even amount on there. Next thing you would do is your eyebrows. Now you can use a brush to do your eyebrows, or a like a mascara, but like an eyebrow gel that comes in the mascara ones that you can just brush on. Sometimes they're coloured, sometimes they're clear, but you can use either if that's what you like. But to actually fill in your brows, if they're very fair or if you're missing chunks from over tweezering or waxing, then this is how you would do it. I'm using a brush with a slightly shaped end. And I'm using quite a fair powder on my brows. But I'd go with your hair colour, whatever your hair colour is, then go with that. If you have grey hair now, then use a fairly light caramelly blonde shade, just because you don't want to go too dark. So you'd start just by loading the brush with some colour and then just brushing through your brow with the colour, to get some on. And next you would use an eyebrow brush, which looks like this, or an old mascara wand or a disposable mascara wand, or even you could use an old small toothbrush, and you just literally brush the colour through your brow, which gives you a more even colour and also means you can brush your brow into place. If you're using a gel, that will hold your eyebrows in a particular place, so use that now. Next thing you do is onto the eyeshadow. So you use a highlighter to go all over the lid from lash to brow. So you just sweep it on, replacing or reloading as necessary over the whole of the lid, right from the lash line up to the brow line. Now don't go any further than the line between the outside of your eye and the tip of your eyebrow. If you bring it down too far, you'll drag the lower corner of the eye down, which will give you like a droopy look, which you don't want. So keep it in that line from the outside of your lash line to your brow. Don't use iridescent shadows on an older skin. They tend to settle in all the creases and lines and make you look older as well. Another tip, if you find that you get a sprinkling of shadow down here, either use a brush to just wipe it away, or you can use a tissue. If you fold a tissue in half and then in half again, you can hold that under the lid while you apply your eyeshadow, and then all the debris will fall down onto the tissue rather than onto your skin, because again what you don't want is a dark discoloured area just under the eye. So once your highlighter is on, you then go on to the colour. This I'm going to use a smaller brush for, and I'm going to stick with soft brown, just for showing you. When you've loaded your brush, just tap the brush and some of the debris will then fall onto a tissue or into the sink or wherever you're working, rather than drop down. But again, if you use the tissue under your eye, anything that falls down will be captured on the tissue. So with the colour, you then go in, draw a half moon in the crease line. If you start, when you first put your brush on your skin in the centre, then that's where the majority of the colour will go, and then you can move the colour in towards your nose and out towards your ears. So you're getting a nice sort of half moon shape with the majority of the colour going in the middle of the lid. If you make any mistakes, then a great way of rectifying is a cotton bud with some micellar water or eye makeup remover, and then you can use that cotton bud just to adjust where you need to. But be aware that where you touch, the makeup will come off, so you need to either go back and start again or reapply. So once you've got that half moon in shape, have a look face on into a mirror, and then you can see if you need to go slightly higher up onto the lid towards the brow or not. What you're looking to do is use colour to recede your hooded or crepey lids in, so recess that bit in so it looks like you've still got a lively eye. So once you've got your half moon shape, you would then come down in like an inverted V to the lash line. Again, don't drag it too far down. You don't want to pull the corner of the eye down, but just make like a little inverted V shape from the lash line up to meet the corner of your half moon shape. Is that, can you see? Like that. Okay, then use a larger brush or a sponge applicator to then blend. So you just basically rub it over the whole area just to smudge it in a bit so there's no hard lines. At this point, if you want to add a bit of shimmer, you can do so either just under your brow line, if you're not too crepey along that area, or what's a really nice idea is along the lash line, particularly if you're going out. It gives a nice little sparkle but doesn't sort of draw the lid down any. So once you're blended, you would then go on to eyeliner. So eyeliners, you can use a liquid eyeliner. You can now get a liner in a felt tip, which is fantastic. I really like using these. I find them really easy to use. So it's like a felt tip, and that's the one I'm going to be using. Or you can use a pencil, whichever you prefer. I prefer to use a liner, liquid, or a felt tip on the top. I find it easier to get a line, and pencil underneath because I find the pencil much softer. So I'm going to use the felt tip today, and if you're not used to using a liner, then just use it on the outer third of your lash line. Again, try and pull up as you're getting to the end of your line, just so you could, again, you don't want to pull the eye down. So just try and get an upward flick on the outer corner. If you like using eyeliner, then you can take that line close to your lash all the way across. If you're using it in daytime, I tend to stick to a quite a fine line, but in the evening you can make it a lot more dramatic if you want to. So you basically put a line across the top of the lid. I don't know if you can see that, I hope you can. And then you can either carry on with the felt tip, or with your liquid, or I'm going to use a pencil just underneath the lash line. Again, just about a third of the way in, and then join up the two lines and use a cotton bud to just smudge that in to give you a smoother line. You can also smudge it a bit further along your lash line and take off any little mistakes. Okay, next is mascara. You can use any colour you like. Brown tends to suit an older skin. I'm still going for black because I like a bit more of a dramatic effect. So if you're going out in the evening particularly and you're applying eyeshadow, then quite often it can fall, the eyeshadow can fall onto the lash line. So if you start by just drawing the mascara on your upper lashes, that helps to disguise that and take it off. And then when you're applying mascara, put it on your lashes as close to your eye as you possibly can, so the root of the lashes. Wiggle the mascara brush so your hair settles in between the brush, and then draw up. You get a much better application of mascara if your lashes have sat in between the brushes, and then also it helps to stop clumping because you're drawing the mascara through the hair. Also put another, try, if you get it on your skin, get it off as quickly as possible because then it hasn't got a chance to dry. So just stop, remove it, and then carry on. Try and get your outer lashes nicely coated. Again, that helps to give you a more youthful look. And then with the lower lashes, you would again do the same thing, wiggle and draw away. It's a bit more difficult with the lower lashes because they're shorter. So if you sort of lower your face away from the mascara, from the wand, it helps to not get it anywhere but where you want it. But again, if you do happen to make a mistake, just go in with a cotton bud and wipe it away. So there you are, that's your eye makeup for more mature eyes. Thank you.